Hi everybody, this is Bug S Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Marvel Legends Cull Obsidian Build-A-Figure. So before we take a look at Cull, let's take a look at the only accessory that he comes with, his hammer. So it has some very, very nice sculpting detail to it. And I can't remember, I think this is movie accurate because he has a couple different weapons in the movie. I think when he has this, the handle kind of becomes a chain and he can swing this around like a mace. But this is a very hollow plastic, and you can tell it's hollow inside. It's just, it's a lot better than Gladiator Hulk's weapons, which were really heavy and weighed him down. But this looks really nice. And it's kind of cast in a shimmery plastic, but I would have liked a little more paint detail to it. So I've only been able to get it in his right hand, but as you can see, it chews the plastic up on either hand that you try to get it into. Like over here, the inside of his hand and his fingernails are being chewed off by this hammer. So when you wedge it in there, it kind of tears the plastic up. So that is a bit unfortunate. So before I actually jump into this review, I wanted to say that this Cull is not movie accurate at all. This is not how he looks, like, whatsoever. He looks very, very different. In the movie, he has like this militaristic outfit on, like a space general kind of outfit on, and as you can see, he just has this this loincloth and a shoulder pad on. So keep that in mind, that this isn't movie accurate at all. So you know, I just wanted to go ahead and state that before this review. So let's take a look at the head sculpt. So the head sculpt looks really nice. His eyes look really good. I like how they use the gold dots there. Really, with the black eyes, really makes it pop. And he has a lot of sculpt work on his face, which the paint detail brings out more of. Like you can see there that he has all those scales and stuff sculpted in. And then he has these armor plates on him, like they're part of his skin, and they look very nice because they're cast in this brown color, and then have that dark brown painted over top of it. And his torso has some more nice paint detail. Looks really nice. The paint can be a little spotty. I think it's meant to. I don't know if it's meant to or not, but I'm pretty sure it's meant to kind of fade. But I like this really. It's kind of like a yellowish brown color. It's kind of like a wash over. That looks really good. And as you can see, a little bit of that yellowish color got on his shoulder pad right here. Now his shoulder pad looks nice as well. I feel like this is what this should have been cast in this silverish color. Because depending on how you look at it and where you have it in the light, it kind of changes color from gunmetal to silver. And I like that. Also has some scratches and dents sculpted into it, making it look like it's been through battle. And then he has, on this version, since it's not movie accurate, he has like metal plates down his spine. I don't know if that's supposed to be armor or not. I don't know why that'd be armor. I mean, that'd kind of be pointless. If he wanted protection, he should have like a chest and back armor, like chest and back armor on. Just having like spine armor makes no sense whatsoever. But there you can see he has lots of sculpting detail. I feel like that really, really dark, almost black color brown should have been painted down here too. But it isn't. But as you can tell, it still has lots of sculpt detail to it. There are his arms. All the scales are sculpted on nicely. But you don't get as much paint variation on his arms and back. I would have preferred just a little more on his arms and back. But we do get some right here on his forearm. And right here he has like hand armor. Like he doesn't even have a glove on. He just has hand armor. I'm gonna leave that down there until the end of this review when I do size comparisons, because I know I'm gonna drop it anyway. And he actually has forearm armor right here, but doesn't have any hand armor. That's some weird things with this figure. Like, I don't get the armor. Like right here on his legs, on his shin right here, Took me a minute to think of that. He has shin armor right here on his left leg, but not on his right leg, and that doesn't make any sense at all. But there's the loincloth, and it's actually a loincloth that has fabric underneath it. Well, it's plastic, but it looks like fabric, I should say. It has fabric underneath it and armor on top. And if you take the fabric off, you actually get a movie-accurate look to Cull, to his loincloth right here. And then the back's kind of the same thing. And there are the legs. And there's no paint variation on the legs at all. I think a nice dry brushing of either that dark brown or that yellowish brown would have been really nice. And back here, he has calf armor on his left leg, but not on his right leg. I'm telling you what, like, he made some really poor choices when he was picking out his costume. Like I don't even know why you'd have that kind of armor. Like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And then here are Cull's toes, and they look pretty good too. Lots of sculpt work to them that I think paint would have brought out a lot of the detail. Like, the sculpt work is there, but if they would have added some paint detail to it, it really would have brought it out. I think that his toenails should have been colored too. It's kind of weird that his toenails are the same color as his feet. They should be black. I might do that. I might paint his toenails and fingernails black. I think that'd just look better. So now let's go over Cull's articulation. This is probably going to be a little harder to do because I have my camera up higher because there's only about an inch up, and that's the end of my my diorama here, my review station. So I have to be careful how I turn here. So he has a ball-jointed head that can look all the way back, and he can't really look down. It just kind of does that, like oomps, 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 oomps. Like he's jamming to some EDM music. Now he has ball-jointed shoulders that can move out that far. His armor plating right here, or his scales. This is considered scales. Whatever it is. They can only move out that far. I thought that that his shoulder pad right here would hinder it, but it doesn't. He has swivel at the bicep, single jointed elbow, swivel at the wrist that can move up and down, or side to side, and up and down. And for his left hand, he has the hinge, up and down, and swivel. He has ball jointed diaphragm that can move back all the way, and can move down just a little bit. It can move side to side. Well, let's get a little pivot there. He has swivel at the waist that can move side to side. He has ball jointed hips. Oh! He has ball jointed hips that can just about do a split, but if you try to make him do a split, then his legs will fall off. So they can move out that far. He can kick forward that far, and not really back at all. He has swivel at the thigh, double jointed knee, swivel at the ankle, and an ankle rocker. So this Build-A-Figure is really awesome, and he is super tall. I honestly think this is probably the Build-A-Figure of the year. So let's put Cull's weapon back in his hand, or try to. I knew that would happen. Once I put it in, or once it dropped out of his hand, I wouldn't be able to get it back in. Okay. Now let's do some size comparisons for Cull. Trying to get him to stand here, and he's not wanting to stand. Okay, hopefully he will stay. So, before I rank this wave, I want to do some size comparisons. Here he is next to Thanos. And as you can see, Thanos is just a little bit shorter than Cull. Cull's probably a lot more taller. Or a lot taller, not a lot more taller. There. And I suppose it doesn't make too much of a difference. I just was trying to get all of Cull in the frame there. So there he is next to Thanos. Here he is next to Hulk. And Hulk's a really big figure. Or, you know, a big character, I should say. So, Cull being taller than him, that's really big. So now I'll do the wave ranking. So this is going to be tough for me because, like I said, most of the wave was really solid. So let's try to rank the figures here. So this one, there was really no doubt in my mind that this would be my least favorite figure of the wave. He just wasn't really anything new. I mean, I don't even think that if I didn't have the SDCC version, I'd want this one either. It's just kind of a bland figure in my opinion. Up next we have Ant-Man. And the reason why he's so low, he's number 5, is because mine had a lot of errors to it. Like, lots of bad paint apps to it. And it could be just mine. It's usually just mine. Like, literally no one else has the same problem. I always pick out the bad ones. But that's why he's so low. Up next is Black Knight. Now, he's not a bad figure or anything. He is a great figure. It's just these last 4 figures are going to be really tough for me to rank. So, Black Knight is number 4, my 4th favorite figure from this wave. I definitely know who number 1's going to be. Let's see. My 3rd favorite figure from this wave is Wasp. She's another great figure. The only way that she could have been improved is double jointed elbows. We keep asking Hasbro for that, and they keep ignoring us. Up next is Thor at number 2. And I ended up modding mine out a little bit to make it a little more movie accurate. After I watched the movie, I realized that Thor, the inner lining of his cape, was black. And I ended up switching the head. There was just something about the other one I couldn't place my finger on. Like, I couldn't place what was wrong with it. Like, there was something that was off with it. But this is my 2nd favorite figure of the wave. And for my favorite figure of the wave, it is Black Widow. She just came with tons of accessories. And anytime there's a Black Widow figure, I have to have it. Because she's one of my favorite characters in the MCU. Her and Thor are my 2 favorite characters in the MCU. Well, them, Rocket, and Groot. That's like my 4 favorite characters in the MCU. So anytime there's a Black Widow and a Thor, I have to have it. Even if it's just a repaint, I have to have it. So overall, this Build-A-Figure is really amazing. It may not be movie accurate at all, but it is still really awesome. It has great sculpt work. The upper torso is really where the paint detail's at. But you know, paint detail isn't a huge thing. That's not a huge thing at all. But it is just an amazing Build-A-Figure, and it's really tall. I'm not used to getting these tall, big Build-A-Figures, so I would highly recommend it. So if you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.